Hi guys. So tonight I promised you a video all about me. And I kind of, for some reason, have been a little bit dreading doing this because it's not really my favorite thing to talk about. I'm not sure why. I haven't really figured that part out yet, but I'll probably figure it out. So, the most important thing to know about me is that I come from an attitude, a perception, a place of hopelessness, of despair, of feeling like I didn't want to be alive anymore, of feeling like, why am I here just to go through all of this pain and suffering? Why? How did I get here and why? And who would do this to me? And so I want to tell you about me without placing any blame on anyone or making it kind of seem like a sob story. Because I realize now that everything that I have gone through has been essential in putting me where I am at today in my perspective. So, that being said, I made the choice to be born to parents that maybe were a little unavailable, maybe had a little more important things to do. But I realized that all parents are human and all parents, are learning about themselves too, just like I am. So I had to start growing up really, really early. Adult things at a very, very young age. By the time I was 17, turning 18, I had gotten myself pregnant. I had a molar pregnancy, and I got cancer and had to have chemotherapy and radiation, and this is ongoing stuff until the age of probably like 30 years old. I just trying to survive, trying to stay alive, being homeless, being addicted, being broke, being a parent, making bad choices, making really bad choices, wondering how I'm still alive. With all of that, there's a huge sense of guilt that can come with things like that. But then you have to come to a place where you are forgiving yourself, because you have to, because you did the best you could. Like, all humans are doing the best they can at any given time. You did the best you could with what you knew, myself included. So I've done a lot of damage myself. I was hurt. I've hurt. I've done mean things to people. I've used people. I didn't know what to do at times. I've only cared about, finding someone to love me, so I didn't take as good of care of my kids as I should have. Because I was too busy giving my attention to, or trying to give my attention to some man who didn't even care. Like, honestly, could have cared less. I had no clue what I was about or why I was here. And honestly, I was angry and confused. And I couldn't teach my kids anything, because what the hell am I going to teach them? Like, I don't even know anything myself. I don't know why I'm here. everything I do, it feels like I keep screwing it up, no matter how hard I try. You know, I went through decades of being homeless, unwanted, you know, these stink bugs are flying everywhere. You know, family members not wanting us around because we, you know, we're homeless. We didn't have as much as them. So that meant, you know, in society's eyes that we're not good people. And I had family members that treated me that way too. And, yeah, so here I am, I'm 41, I'm almost 42, and I've done my best not to take everything or anything to heart or personal. I understand that life is experience, and that I signed up for it, that I brought myself here, that I picked everything, and that I know it was all for my benefit, not for my destruction. And I think that once we can learn that as humans, that we're here to learn about ourselves as portions of the all that is a portion of God, the more we can understand that it's just like a play. It's a play. It's you know, you make a mistake, it's a mistake. You redo it. You retry. It's your stage. You can be any actor you want. You're the producer, the sound person, the, you know, costume designer, the actors. You're everything. Everything comes from you. And I didn't realize that I was like creating all of that with my ideas about myself, my belief systems, the mere fact that I didn't think I was good enough, right? So that puts me in this awful cycle of out there reaching out there, thinking I need someone to tell me I'm good enough. Please tell me I'm good enough, you know? Begging people, please just show me I'm good enough, because I have no idea. And so we seek outside validation, and I was always someone that went inside, and I could go inside. From a very young age, I knew that I could go inside, but I didn't know what I know now. I didn't have a source of direction or anything, and so I guess I just lived through 40 years of experience so that I could help other people. I've been through it all. I mean, anything you can think of. I've lost loved ones, my little brother. I've been through abuse. I've dated abusive men. I've been abusive myself. I've done a lot of things I wish I didn't do. Said a lot of things I wish I didn't say. But that's the beauty of it, because I know now that I was just learning and teaching and experiencing. So fast forward to not March of this year, but March of last year. And I'm pretty much like alive, and I'm trying my best, but I have no purpose. I have no anything. Like, I don't know why I'm here. I don't know any of that. I know that I love my kids, and I'm trying my best for my kids. So this is where it gets weird. One morning, I woke up, and on my arm, I had this crazy pattern, like, burned into it. I have the pictures on TikTok, and you can go, and I have them on my TikTok. So you can go and blow them up and enlarge them and see it was actually burned into my skin. And it lasted for about 2 weeks and it kind of faded away. After this happened, I started I can't even explain how I started, other than that I knew it was a time to take care of myself, I'll say. So that's what I started doing. I started taking care of myself. I started taking time for myself. I started reading again, which I hadn't done in actually things that I like to do in decades, right? Because I didn't even know what I liked to do, because all I did was work and take care of kids. I had no clue about myself. So I start for whatever reason, I start researching, life, death, and I've always ever since I was a little girl, I've always had this amazement with the human body, whether it's alive or dead. I've had the fascination with the death as well, and the psychology of human peoples, right? Of humans. So that's always been an interest of mine for the past 41 years. So I start really studying these things, and I start finding out why I'm doing what I'm doing, and why I'm behaving, the ways I'm behaving, why I'm talking to myself the way I'm talking to myself. And I start realizing I'm buying into other people's shit that has nothing to do with me. I've bought into their ideas about me, their belief systems about me that have nothing to do with me. I used to date a guy that would tell me how ugly and awful I looked, and I really believe that stuff. And I bought into all that stuff. So I start really learning about myself and learning about why I am the way I am, because this is very high interest to me. And then along with that, I get this really deep interest in extraterrestrials, which is amazing. And I love. So I start researching. I can't even know how I came upon it, but I came upon Law of One. I started listening to the transmissions. This goes on for a whole year, and it completely changes my life. I get into Bashar, I listen to him, everything starts making complete sense to me. Physics, everything, yes, what you put out is what you get back. As above, so below. So I've been able to come to terms with what I've been through, and not even look at it as what I've been through, actually. It kind of seems wow, I went through all that. I'm pretty super strong, and I think that's how we should feel. We shouldn't feel oh, we've been through all of this stuff, and now we're used up, and we're tired, and we're, you should look at everything that you've been through and everything that you've done and see those as accomplishments. Just because society doesn't reward you for getting over your bad behaviors, your addictions, your anger, realize that you're changing your life, you're changing the world, you're changing yourself just by even taking that time to look within. Because once you can look within, you can start changing your outer reality. And I didn't know that. So I started studying. I want to give you a list of all the great people that I've learned from really quick. I'll say Daryl Anka, Bashar, Alan Watts, who was Carla Ruckert, Don Elkins, oh God, what's the other guy's name? Jim, I can't remember his name. The other guy that transmits with them, Billy Carson, Dannion Bradley. That's a very big one. Come on, remember. Jane Roberts, who channels Seth, extraterrestrial, Sheila Gillette, reading the Bhagavad Gita, any type of Eastern scripture, any type of scripture really can help you. However, you have to be very careful not to get stuck in the control and power systems that they have built in, because that's what they were made for, was to control humanity and make them behave a little bit better than they were. So that's why that whole thing got created. So I know now that I do work with the extraterrestrials in order to bring humanity back, in order to help humanity ascend. I waited to be here. A lot of us have. We planned to come here for this time, and a lot of us have. Some of my kids have. There's people all over the world, maybe even you. You probably came to experience some part of it, changing densities and watching the planet ascend, because, it's of great interest, because, what else would you do? We make these games and these things for us to do as spirit beings, right? Because there's only so much we can do out there. We got to come down here and learn our hard lessons, and then you're like, well, why would I give myself all this stuff? You know why? Because you knew that you could do it. You knew that you had what you needed, everything to get through it. You knew that you were capable. You had complete trust in yourself, and that's all that you're lacking here, is that complete trust in yourself, your connection with source and all that is, which is you, part of you, and your connection to all that is. So I forgot to list so many things, but I do share them in my videos to help you guys, and that's really all I want to do, is try to help. There's been a lot of things that were hidden and then kind of just disregarded because people didn't really buy into it. It was ahead of its time, and I've researched a lot of it. I've painstakingly read a lot of it. I've written a lot of it down. I've learned a lot of it. And I feel qualified to teach you these things because I've been through a lot of life experience here in the third density, and also bring a lot of spiritual awareness and learnings, teachings from the spiritual world, which I have always been in connection with since I was really young. But since this density is very hard, and society will tell you that if you can't see something, it's not there. And if you don't know exactly where it came from, and you can't prove it, then you're wrong. So, yeah, that's what we have to contend with. So, we have to fight against it. And that's what we're here to do. So that's just a little bit about me. I'm a mom. I have 3 kids, and I love them. I take care of them. They're my everything. They're absolutely, totally people that are going to change the world, of course. And we're all in it together to try to do it as a collective. And thank you for watching. I hope that you're able to transmute all of your pain into creativity and love, because you are alive and well in the spirit world, and so are all of your loved ones that you think you have lost. Nobody's lost. Everyone is there. You are there right now. Trust in yourself. Trust in your connection. And, you'll be all right.